that'll represent like me, who'll say some shit like me. One who'll lay the dick like me. You don't know that nigga who'll do the shit that I do. Run through your whole little crew. Trick pay for it if I got to. You don't know that nigga gotta run up in your house, put the gun up in your mouth, pull your motherfucking brains out. Oh, you don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. Oh, you don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. You don't know that nigga. Would fall off in the club. Free drinks for to show some love. Take the bar home for the gloves. You don't know that nigga. Who know more niggas than me, who do more killings than me, way more dope killings than me. You don't know that nigga that dress fresher than me. And you don't know that nigga that way more porno shit than me. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. You don't know nigga. You don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. That nigga.
Don't know now, down in the places out there. Who can stand the grass that I spent? About 5 or 6 best friends, and you don't know that. Oh, that's chain like me, that a faster thing like me, on a awful thing like me. Yeah, you don't know. Oh, that's a chain like me, that a faster thing like me, on a awful thing like me.
Oh, you don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. Oh, you don't know. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. Don't know that nigga. Bitch, you don't know that nigga. Oh, no, you don't know that nigga. My bitch is bad and bullshit. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas is savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds to do. All set, whoa, 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 whoa. Records on records, got backers on backers. I'm riding around in a coupe. I take your bitch right from you. Bitch, I'm a dog. Beat that whole walls. Hop in the frog. I tell that bitch don't come for me, come for me. Ooh. Rain drop, drop, drop top, drop top. Smoking on cookie in the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, she a thot thot. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. Ooh, ooh. that's under me. They hating the devil, keep jumping me. Bankrolls on me, keep me company. Hey, we do the most, pull up and ghost. Yeah, my diamonds a choke. Holding the fire with no holster, Rick the ruler, diamonds cooler. We came from nothing to something. I don't trust nobody, grip the trigger. We'll call up the gang and they come and get you. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. Oh, it's a rolling, not a mule. Tapping on them like the usual. Magic with the break the voodoo. Courtside with a bad bitch. My bitch is bad and bougie. Cooking a dope with a boozy. Woo. My niggas is savage, ruthless. Ooh, we got 30s and 100 rounds to do. And I send the bitch through Uber. I'm young and rich and plus I'm bougie. I'm not stupid, so I keep the boozy. Records on records, got backers on backers. So my money making my back ache. You niggas got a low act rate. We from the north, yeah, that way. That cookie blood in that ashtray. Two bitches, just national smash day. Hop in the lamb, have a drag race. I let them birds take a bath, babe. Ooh. Rain drop, 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 top, drop, top. Smoking on cookie in the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, she a thot. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. Ooh, ooh. Porn phone dropping my outer space, keep cutting. Introduce me to your bitch ass wifey, and we know she slut. Could break down all your body, now that nigga ducking. Ooh, don't move too fast, I might shoot you. Draco bad and bougie, I'm always hanging with shooters. Might be posted somewhere secluded, private. My bitch is bad and bougie. Cooking up dope with a boozy. Ooh, my niggas is savage, ruthless. Ooh, we got 30s and 100 rounds to do. Still be playing with pots and pans. Call me Quavo attitude. Run with that sack, call me booby. When I'm on stage, show me boobies. Ice on my neck, I'm the coolest. Ooh. Call me Quavo attitude. Run with that sack, call me booby. When I'm on stage, show me boobies. Ice on my neck, I'm the coolest. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, that way. Float on the track like a Segway. Yeah, that way. I used to trap on the subway. Yeah, that way. Young nigga trap with the AK. Yeah, that way. Big Dyke Hawk, get it on, make see back. My bitch is bad and bougie. Cooking up dope with a boozy. My niggas is savage, ruthless. Ooh, we got 30s and 100 rounds to do. Rain drop, 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 top, drop, top. Smoking on cookie in the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, she a thot. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. Ooh, ooh, we came from nothing to something. I don't trust nobody, grip the trigger. Ooh, call up the gang and they come and get you. Call me a river, give you a tissue. Ooh. God next up, God next up, ooh. God next up, God next up, ooh. You know, young rich niggas, you know, so we never really had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though. Watch me crank it, watch me roll. Crank that soldier boy, it's Superman at home. Crank that soldier boy. Soldier boy, crank that soldier boy, crank that soldier boy. Soldier boy off in this hole. Watch me crank it, watch me roll. Watch me crank that soldier boy, the Superman at home. Woo, crank that soldier boy, crank that soldier boy. Woo, crank that soldier boy. Soldier boy off in this hole. Watch me lean and watch me rock. Superman at home. Oh, watch me crank that RoboCop. Super fresh, now watch me chop. Choking on them haters, man. When I do that, soldier boy, I lean to the left, I crank that thing. Soldier boy off in this hole. Watch me lean and watch me rock. Watch me crank that soldier boy, the Superman at home. It's your local party. Yes, I crank it every day. Haters getting mad 'cause I got me some baby names. I'm bouncing on my toe. Watch me super soak that hole. I'm gonna pass it to baby. Then he's gonna crank it up for sure. Haters wanna be me, Soldier Boy. I'm the man, they be looking at my neck, saying it's the rubber band, man. Soldier Boy off in his hole. Watch me crank it, watch me roll. Watch me crank that Soldier Boy, then Superman at home. Yo, crank that Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy, yo, crank that Soldier Boy. Watch me do it, dance, let's get to it, No, you can't do it like me, yo, so don't do it like me. Fuck, I see you trying to do it like me, man, that shit was ugly. No, you can't do it like me, yo, so don't do it like me. Fuck, I see you trying to do it like me, man, that shit was ugly. Soldier Boy out in his hole. Watch me crank it, watch me roll, watch me crank that Soldier Boy, then Superman that hoe. Crank that Soldier Boy, yo. Crank that Soldier Boy, yo. Crank that Soldier Boy, yo. Crank that Soldier Boy. Crank that Soldier Boy. Crank that Soldier Boy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. How y'all doing? Shout out to the 12 people on the Petticoat. Shout out to the 5 people on MoneyBoy Trade. As always, like, share, subscribe. Oh, where do we start? The presidential debate was it was two grumpy old men arguing. Their face was grumpy. Their responses was grumpy. It was a shit show. I'll probably review that tomorrow. It was funny that a lot of the times both of them were ignoring what the hell the moderator asked and just did their own thing. So there's that. Oh, well, Jedediah just broke that Dolton is broke. They have $800,000 in the bank account, and that's on hold because they owe somebody $450,000. So we're gonna listen to that right quick. Then we're gonna listen to, I guess, this RICO they trying to put on us. I'm gonna go through what he said earlier and respond to that. And then we're gonna get to Judge Joe Brown. I can't think of the name of the channel, but it's highlighted in blue in the title. And Belcher and them, they were talking. They did another interview. I don't know what they were saying on this one, but we're gonna find out. No, you're not the only one party and can't handle the truth. Okay, where's the first video? Jed just broke this about less than 2 hours ago, maybe. Let's see here.
Like It's unreal because you can't make. It's like Dolton is the situation where Dalton and Thornton Johnson is a situation where you don't need to make up anything because it is literally the gift that keep on.
Now, he actually put receipts up of the bank account, just not Photoshop, screenshots of the bank account. Y'all want to go see that? Go on over to Investigate and Advocate. I shared it on my commune wall, and it'll come up about the 12-minute mark.
Giving. Dalton is the situation that keeps on giving. And the crazy and absurd, the most crazy, outlandish, and absurd part about that is that none of this stuff is made up. It's tips, it's leads, it's things that we're following, but it's like it's always something new. And it's like, literally, how the heck do you explain this except what to say that God is clearly setting us up for a movie? We're going to watch this on the big screen. No way we're not going to watch this on the big screen. Okay, with that being said, are we ready backstage? Are we ready to go? Maybe we can switch devices back because it looked like we're still having technical difficulties in the background. So sorry about that. Well, makes me sad. Can we get you to switch back to the other device because it looked like that was a better reception situation? This is above Tubi, okay? Tubi, this is above Tubi. Live, it is suspected that the mayor of Dolton is in Jamaica. The guests to get themselves situated. You all to hear this information. You want to share this live because
I thought I was at the right spot, y'all.
Is I guess okay? Guess is the guess okay? Yes. Look at the guest. The guest that you found. Oh, okay, there you go. Hey! He's mad. Let's find it. Let's try. Let's just put on. Let's see what. Welcome. Oh my God. And get on the show with us.
It's gonna be a delay, y'all. So
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes. We hear you.
Okay. Okay, we cooking with grease now.
We're cooking with grease now. It's a little delay. A little delay. That's gonna make it funny because it's almost gonna be like, those Chinese movies where the lips gonna be moving, but you're not going to. It's not gonna be in sync. So it's okay. It's okay. But Sherry, you got the floor. There is something that you have to tell the people. Give it to them, y'all. But
she listening to it on the TV instead of through the link she hit.
So yeah, it is something I have to tell you. So not having any money is an understatement. We don't have any money. And I just got some information that I did share with you about a lawsuit that was settled, and the board did approve payment for this lawsuit. And guess who didn't pay it? So Dalton's bank account has been frozen to the tune of $440,000. And there's only $800,000 in the bank. So can you tell me how?
Did y'all hear that? There's $800,000 left in Dalton's bank account, and $440,000 of that got the account on hold because they won a settlement and she ain't paid the money. Somebody won the settlement, they approved the payment, she ain't paid, so now the whole bank account is frozen because them people want their funds.
We're going to pay the bills at this point.
But how they got $800,000 only? I thought Tiffany was bringing in money and grants and stuff. She just had a grand opening for a skating rink and they only got $800,000? Yikes.
Show the receipt. Y'all, wait, can we blow that up at all? This This is absolutely insanity. So the village does not pay the lawsuit, which calls for the revealing of the account that the trustees couldn't get. There's not even a meal ticket in Dolton, Illinois. So Sherry, what does this mean that they didn't pay the lawsuit? What are we looking at? There's not even a meal ticket in Dolton, Illinois. So Sherry, what does this mean that they didn't pay the lawsuit?
That means that we can't pay anybody, because if you didn't pay the lawsuit.
Speaking of which, actually, he just shared the document on his community wall, so I'm sharing it on my community wall via him. So yeah, the paperwork is on my community wall via his page.
The bank account is frozen. They froze the account.
Ain't nothing moving.
So if they froze the account, when we say not paying, who we talking about? Are we talking about the police, the fire department? Well, like who we talking about? So if they froze the account, say not paying, we're talking about the police, the fire department. Like,
so if we have $800,000 in the bank, the lawsuit that was filed, they absolutely have to pay that. And if the account is frozen at $440,000, that means that they only have probably a little less than $400,000 left. How are you going to pay the bills at this January 1st board meeting?
Didn't she say that she had received?
You got no money.
For Dolton?
So all this money, and when she keeps saying the board won't pay the bills, we never get to see the bank account. Here you go. We know what's in there now, $800,000. A municipality only has $800,000 in it, with payroll coming up, with general bills that need to be paid on the warrant list. What are they going to do? They keep saying that the board means there is no money, right? So that's proof there is no money. And this line, you know what, is going to keep playing games and keep saying how people are dogging her out and lying on her. It's not true. There is no money.
Well, what I'm trying to get, so for the people who may
they had been saying on the news that Dolton was close to being bankrupt. I think that's true. When them 440,000 come away from that 809,000 that's left, and then they do this month's payroll, and the people have to get paid. I think they're gonna be broke unless they got some. Well, maybe that's why she was. Because them people said while she was gone, residents was paying parking tickets and stuff, and they pulling up telling people they breaking codes and all of that stuff. Maybe that's how they try to get some money, but that's not going to accumulate millions or anything like that. Jeez.
understanding who all gets paid out of this account. But what I'm trying to be, so people may not understand. Who all gets paid?
She listening to it through the TV, y'all. So
I would say payroll. Everybody who works there, everybody should be getting paid out of that. The water fund is something that's separate, and that's a separate account. Everybody that pays their water bill, it goes into a water account. So the water account is separate, but the general fund is where everybody else should be getting paid for. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but anybody's general fund really should have more than $800,000 in it, because when you look at them pay the bills, you see they give out millions. They say millions. So what are we gonna do with $800,000 minus $440,000? Can you tell me?
And that's just one of the lawsuits that was filed that you get in this $400-something thousand from. And that's just one of the lawsuits that was filed in this.
Right. So what happens when other people follow suit?
I was thinking about going ahead and file my harassment lawsuit, but never mind.
And do discoveries to find out how much money is in it.
Oh my God, this woman that took the town to task. And so with that being said, I think we need to bring a mathematician on here to count this up. Can we get a mathematician on here? Pay the mathematician. Let's get the video up.
So this came via the lawsuit, and then discovered they wanted to know how much Dolton had. Lori Lightfoot wasn't even able to get this. It's a lawsuit.
What's down the bill?
I mean, that's crazy. She turned over the finances for a lawsuit, but not for Freedom of Information Act request.
1 quarter and 2 pennies. How?
I need to get the map. I'm sorry. You know what? This is not a laughing matter. Sometimes gotta laugh. Right. As a dog president, Sherry, like, how does you feel? Tell us how you feel. How does it feel?
But sometimes you gotta laugh.
Fight for transparency. What's in the bank account, and now you know. And what how does it make you feel?
You know what? Well, you know what? You are correct. It's very, very sad. And I really think that we, as a community, need to really stand up. And so this is why she does what she does at these board meetings. She doesn't want anybody to talk. She doesn't want anybody to come in because we find out this stuff. And I'm telling you, I was minding my own self business and I got the call. Because people they want people to know what's going on. And, we get this stuff and it's just enraging how nobody will do anything or, not saying nobody's doing anything, but it's moving a little too slow. So as a resident, I feel like everybody is watching us in quicksand and nobody's reaching out. It's like when you see somebody drowning and everybody is just taking pictures and, everybody thinks it's funny and everybody tells us, you guys need to do this. You guys need to do that. But we're doing all that and we've been doing all that. That's how I got the information because I've been doing this for 3 years. So it's not that we're not doing anything. It's just the politicians that are the higher ups. They're just saying, well, you guys will be okay. She's financially raping us, and we can't do anything about it. And then they keep talking about these investigations. Well, let's talk about that. You got an investigation going on, but that's about the finances. What about the civil rights violations? What about the OMA violations? We can't even get in there to tell her anything about this. You know what I mean? We can't say anything because they only let so many people in the building. They block off the parking lot. They do whatever they can to keep us from confronting her about certain things. And she'll just get in and say, I'm black. Y'all are black. Black. That's it. That's all she wants to talk about. Not about how she is just totally disregarding everybody's rights, totally taking all the money and doing nothing. Not to mention we've got these tax bills that are doubling. Now we got to deal with the fact that we won't be getting services because people are not going to work for free and they're not going to do services in the village of Dolton for free. And all she wants to do is jump around like a clown and have parties.
It's my understanding that the village of Dolton makes about $500,000 at least on water bills every 3 months. She said that there was grants that was coming down the pipeline. Are these the funds that you think she is counting on to save this fund? Are these the funds that you think she is counting on to save this fund?
Grants coming. She's been talking about a $9 million grant. She's been talking about a $8 million grant. She's been talking about $6.8 million grant. Look at the ARPA funds that were misused. So she was supposed to be paying people to put windows and roofs in. Well, the person who was doing windows and roofs now is convicted, and he's saying he didn't get the money. So where did the money go?
You're right. So let's put the image back up there.
I don't even think that they're doing right by any kind of money. So there is no proof of deposits in our bank accounts.
So I want to look at this again, and I want to scroll down because when I looked at the document earlier, we see that there is only one person.
If it was, we wouldn't be in trouble with the
only signature on the bank account.
There's only one signature on there. That's the mayor herself.
Yep.
There's no one else required to sign. There's only one signature on there. That's the mayor herself.
Allison should be on there. Allison should be on there. The clerk should be on there. Allison Key should be on there.
She got rid of Allison.
Total amount frozen, $440,389.12. Frozen. Right there in black and white.
And they got to pay bills on the first. With the remaining balance.
That's right.
How do you think that the residents are going to respond once this news is hit? Because it's going to be on mainstream media, I'm sure.
They going to stew over this shit all weekend. Monday, they going to cut the fuck up. Be tuned in for Monday's meetings if she don't cancel it.
How do you thing. Do you think is this what we've been waiting for the residents to finally wake up and get involved? Is this what we've been waiting for the residents?
Well, I don't know how they're going to respond, but I think they should be pissed. And I think that they should let the super mayor know that they're pissed. Because while she's in Jamaica having a good time, we're out here about to be, I mean, at this point, we might as well go into receivership. Because if the powers that be are going to let her get away with this,
let that woman enjoy her birthday vacation.
It's wrong. So everything that you said,
as long as she ain't spent the taxpayers' money now, she just spent the taxpayers' money. She got the security detail with her knowing they broke. She need her ass whooped. But if she actually just spent her money, she go out of town. It's a birthday weekend. Everybody get a vacation. I don't like her just like y'all, but she gets a vacation like every other elected official. She's in the middle of some shit. She need to clear her mind. But yeah, she got some shit to come back and answer to Monday. There should be a long line of people waiting at City Hall or wherever the fuck she works Monday morning during office hours.
That's right. About her, the protection and all that, you know, I do want to have a conversation with you about that. But you're absolutely right. I mean, because on what planet do you do something like this? Or this is able to go on. And
this is why she locked everybody out the bank account and didn't want them to see. And see, and this is light too. This is just discovery from a lawsuit. This isn't showing an itemized item of everything that came out. But what she's actually spending money on, nobody has that because she won't give it to anybody. The feds may have it, but she hadn't given it to anybody that asked. The trustees are supposed to be able to see this every month to be able to approve these bills, and that's the main reason they've been like, whoa, well, you know, we paying. What's H&M Entertainment? What is this? What's this? What are these PayPal purchases?
You know me, and I'm not trying to pull the race card or anything, but what I think happened is the protection is coming, but they didn't think that people would say anything in Dolton. They thought we would sit back and just let this happen because, can I say this? They thinking we dumb niggas. But they don't understand. We have some very intelligent, strong-willed people in the village of Dolton, and we have this question. And as soon as she was made the supervisor, Jedediah, I went on Dolton Politics. I said, you guys got to get ready in the township because she is going to do to the township what she's doing and has done to Dolton. And now look at where we are.
And that's crazy because, so if I'm not mistaken, I think even the village attorney Delgado said that there's not enough insurance funds to cover all of the lawsuits that are coming down the pipeline for the village.
Remember, that's why he quit. He was like, shit, we ain't getting paid. The attorney said we ain't getting no money. Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, hit the PayPal, join the membership, buy now.
Hey, production, can you please scroll up for me on the screen on the thing?
Right.
But here it is, you all. First of all, I want to honor you for coming on and giving us this information and continuing your fight as a resident in the village of Dolton. I do want to play the game with you, but you got such a lag, girl. We just gonna be sitting here waiting. But I love you too much, Sherry. So this is what I guess and I think I've already asked, but I just want to make sure I'm very clear for our audience here that once this hits zero, for those who may not know, you know, what happens when the bank account of a village hits zero? Is there some kind of emergency apparatus that kicks in? You know, what do they do then? There's some kind of emergency apparatus that kicks in. You know, what do they do then?
You know what? I think there is, but I really don't want to say that without knowing for sure because I have not talked to any of the board members and they would be able to answer that question.
Okay, understood. And this is crazy, right? Because all of this comes out today while the mayor herself is reportedly, allegedly in Jamaica. And this is crazy, right? Because all of this comes out today while the mayor herself is
listening to this on the TV.
Right. Yep. Yep.
The delay was she wasn't listening to you on the device. She apparently she had the volume down on the phone because she was looking at the TV and listening to you on the TV. I guess she didn't know that she could hear you through the link that you sent.
Sherry, don't get you on the phone and come back so we play this game.
You couldn't take it no more. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The village is broke. Now, the trustees have been saying it, but they ain't had no paperwork to show for it. We got paperwork. Well, I forget. Hold on, let me check the date on it. 809,440 of it is frozen to make sure these people that won they lawsuit get their money. Boy, these folks is crazy. Where's the date on this? Is there a date on this? Let's see. No, I do not see a date on it, but it's page 5 of 6. There is no date. But yeah, thank you for the $10 cash app.
Thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the cash app. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
We have me. We have me, apparently. I'm being the target of something, but I didn't know about it until I was told today. But it's, here we go. Let me, where are we at?
We went on here and took the
What the fuck? How did it get there?
briefing this morning. We went on here and took the order, and I could have ran it around. We could have played a game, but we're not going to play a game with this. But I do want to make you all aware of something. MoneyBoy Trey, I think you're on here, right? Are you on here, sir? So anyway, I had my briefing this morning with the authorities, and I want to bring you all attention to this, and I want to make sure that I clear up things. If it's wrong, I'll come back and say it's wrong. But at this time, having now received or taken the restraining order, we were then able to go and get pertinent information to the case that is being created. I did talk to the law enforcement community. We do have what I would say to be an understanding. There is, and I'm so happy to say this, and I say this boldly with my whole heart, there is an investigation that is now launched as it relates to cyberbullying, harassment, and some other things that I don't want to mention on here because I'm not going to give it all away. There's some personal activities in some people's lives that are now come up inside of collaborative conversations with law enforcement that is now being actively monitored, and we can only cross our fingers and hope for the best results in all of this. But I do want to report to our viewers where we are with this matter because it's not just YouTube stuff. This is people playing active games with real situations. There is also there may be a possibility of some obstruction going on. We'll get to that at a later time. But what has happened is now we were able to obtain exactly the purview of what is going on. And it is our understanding this morning, and I'm going to look at my notes real quick, that a person named Nancy Harry wrote on social media, and in that social media, they're talking about Dolton politics.
Now, first of all, I don't know who the fuck Nancy is, but she can't be that important. She in Dolton politics, calling herself putting out evidence. Why would that be? Why would a Facebook group be where you drop evidence in? It's just kind of weird to me, but okay. Let's listen to the evidence they have to show the collusion between me and Jedediah.
That Hayes related to restraining order, that all she does is go to meetings and she does not know.
Now, these are things that I supposed to have said about Burgundy. These are what I said. I don't know how that's evidence of anything. I said all she do is just go to meetings and she don't know nothing. Okay, that's my opinion. Let me know when the criminality comes in. All right.
Or understand where all this is coming from and that she is fearful for her safety. The victim did file a restraining order. A copy of the threats are being made available to us. And I will, as those become available, we will share them.
There are no threats. There are none. Zero. Zilch. Zero. Nada. Threaten her for what?
It appears that in our...
I mean, for me or him. Threats for what?
Preliminary understanding of the case that they're trying to build and what they're attempting to do. I'm only going to put out a small portion of this online. But it basically is showing that they are trying to connect me with MoneyBoy Trey. And this is what I want to say to you, sir. And this is in what's being put in our investigation that we're now doing on our side with the authorities concerning this matter, because it is a very serious thing. And these people have gotten involved in what is a public corruption investigation in the worst possible way. And I think this is a conversation that you may have had, but this is in reports, and this is going to be part of what they utilize in their proceedings. So I want to share this with you in them. Okay.
Hey man, I'm an entertainer. I'm like a comedian. I tell jokes. I say funny shit, but I use real life. So just like me telling her to go and suck his dick and get it over with, everybody in the world can look at these people and see how they flirt and interact with each other online. So as a comedian and as an observer, I can say, hey, don't suck his dick. Get it over with. You want to? I can say things like, call his wife. How is that harassing? Like, are you stupid? These are the things that one live, the shit was said in one live, and that turns into harassment, and he set me up to do it. We in a RICO now to make jokes about people that we don't know. Is that what we're doing? And a nigga is supposed to be worried or scared about this? All right then.
You confirmed that doxing was real. Mark, MoneyBoy Trey, and then
they all over in the Dolton politics doxing me. Now, if she was doxed because he called her Lolita, ain't I being doxed by motherfuckers I don't know on Facebook calling me Mark? I ain't in that damn group. I don't know those people. I just what the heck? Right? He was over there acting like a damn girl. He was pretending to be a girl in the group, and he said this shit before. His sexual harassment. Ain't nobody watching me like that but that nigga. That was him, big bird ass, drag queen ass nigga. I don't. This shit is funny.
Name is Mark. Doxing was real, and BB, which is Lolita.
Yes, I said doxing is real because it's real, but she wasn't doxed. And I explained how she talking about dox motherfucker. She couldn't stand the shit that I've been through. She can't stand the shit that Truth's been through. That a lot of people that's not from the Dolton part of YouTube wouldn't understand. It's just everyday thing. That's why I was like, girl, they said your name, shut the fuck up. I don't see how anybody could be held at fault for my feelings. I don't have to feel bad for this bitch. I don't think it's doxing for her name to be said, because if so, my name is being said over there. But guess what? Just like her dumb ass said, she told her name. Remember she came out and was like, I was in Dolton politics, and not Dolton politics. She was in her Patreon. Buy me a cup of coffee, whatever the fuck it is. She said, I've been told them my name. So why you shocked that he said it if you told your name in your Patreon? Shit is stupid.
Not to worry about it. And oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
An indicator that's telling me that I'm saying this wrong. But they're coming after MoneyBoy Trey primarily. They're trying to add me as an accessory to.
How they coming after me? Hey, they ain't filed no restraining order against me. I ain't heard it, but I did see somebody constantly saying in the chat pad a couple of days, they getting you soon. I'm like, okay. I don't be in Dolton. I already said I was done talking about bird brain. What is there for me to? What do I lose in this situation?
Right, who's this talking?
Jedediah.
Oh, I thought so. Okay. I just want to make sure.
What do I lose by having a restraining order or something put on me from a person that I don't know in a city I ain't never been to and never have said I was trying to go to cover? I ain't said I want to go to Dolton, not one time. So I don't see how this would affect me. I definitely know I haven't broken any laws, so I ain't got nothing to worry about on it. And if the worst is don't talk about it no more, she done ran out of juice. I said that the other day. Ran out of juice. Only thing there's to cover is the actual news going on with this restraining order case. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't been served. Ain't nobody said nothing to me. So I'm just living life. This shit don't exist.
Whatever crime that they're accusing you of, and what they're citing is that you want to know why BB wasn't at the last meeting.
Yes. Why wasn't she at the last meeting? You was inside, and I actually said why she wasn't inside because you had all the angles, and then she ain't had none. And then I also asked why wasn't she at the other one, and it was because she didn't have her big channel. She didn't have a big channel, but she did a review of some 6-minute video she had. But why the fuck can't I ask questions? So I can't ask why somebody wasn't at a meeting. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And this is what somebody is typing on a Facebook page as evidence. Evidence of what though?
What was that? You said that I didn't get doxxed, that she didn't get doxxed that bad.
She didn't. If all that came out was her name, she didn't get doxxed that bad. It's people on here that, yeah, she didn't get doxxed that bad. Just take it from me. She didn't get doxxed that bad. But malicious doxing is what's illegal. Saying somebody's name isn't malicious doxing. So I'm still trying to figure out what evidence they got.
That BB have gotten doxxed if she wouldn't have gotten doxxed if she denounced LNC.
I absolutely did not say that. I did not say she wouldn't have gotten doxxed if she would have denounced him. I had no, how the fuck would I have known that that's what he did? He actually said, I don't know when he said her name. I don't remember. I know the first post was him just saying fuck her and she was weak. And then she did something. I don't know what it was. Whatever. She had some response. Oh, they had the live. After his post, she did the live and he went up there and all of that. And then she let the people continue to drag him and shit. And then I think she did a live. And then he went live. And yeah, they did back and forth lives on the things. And then one of his lives, he, I think, called her Lolita. I don't know if it was, maybe he called her Lolita after the 48-hour notice or before, but no, that was back and forth, but that wasn't doxing. Let's just keep it real. If that's what she is saying is doxing, cool, but what does that mean? Your name was said. Your name was on the Zoom meeting. Your name was on, as he said, the journal, the Lansing Journal interview. You said it on your Patreon. It's on your IMDb. I think it's on your websites. So what are we doing here? This is Dolton politics we're talking about, let alone court. Court is really going to spank the shit out of all of this, especially if they have to play these clips and what he said. That they're going to be, and they have to play where he came on there and asked her, "Do you think I meant for harm or anything of that to come to you?" The day after he did the post, because she was complaining about it, saying, well, if you were really sorry, you would have taken it down, and he took her name out. They got to show all of that. Because if they're trying to prove ill intent, he wouldn't have had a conversation with her. He wouldn't have apologized. He wouldn't have offered to help her find the person that she said got death threats coming to them. She said she had death threats coming to her because of his post, but she never showed it. He offered to help, said, I ain't with that. My people don't do shit like that. You ain't talk to none of my people. But he wants to take her down. He's harassing her, but he tried to help. And he removed what she said offended her. And for the most part, he's moved on and left her alone until this shit popped back up. What are we doing here? This shit, y'all make sure y'all is there August 21st on the zone. They gonna have to hear. They said they had 5 or 6 pages. It need to be about 20 of them. We need to be there looking at this shit just as observers. Just like they were.
Claims that the doxing is free speech. BB is written.
Never said doxing is free speech, but okay. What does that? I'm still trying to figure out what does my statements have to do with this man. If they looked at connection, they would say that Burgundy and LNC have a deeper connection than Jed and that, because they always on each other panels and things of that nature. They got church together. It's another thing that made me say, go on, suck his dick. Y'all got these shirts and shit where he in love with you. Would you be my girlfriend? I want y'all to play my shit in court. They're gonna be laughing. But all my videos are up. We ain't ducking no smoke. We ain't running from nothing. Stand on every fucking thing I said. Because I ain't do nothing wrong. Because I'm not one of these belligerent, ignorant motherfuckers that just get up here and spout shit. I don't.
Need to suck LSC's private area.
Yes, I said that. I did.
You're going to respond like World War II.
Now, World War II, that was at her and him when these motherfuckers were striking my channel. And I said, ma'am, you allowed this nigga to do it. Your name is on one. And he took a video there with you. I ain't fucking with y'all. So I said, if my channel, I can't go live on my channel, I'm responding like World War II. I probably said 3. I sure in the fuck did. I did. But yeah, that was talking about YouTube shit, just YouTube shit, because they were striking my channel. And I was telling them I could strike them back, because striking didn't end when they struck. So yeah, there's that. You gotta put context on these things. Whoever Nancy in Dolton politics, who I don't know and I don't give a fuck about, but I'm glad you be watching and know everything I have ever said. Apparently, good grief. Go suck a dick, Nancy. Fuck your husband if you got one. Rub his balls.
BB is being mocked for crying for help. BB tells.
Another charge, another case.
Shit, I can't tell her to suck her husband dick if she got one. So if we can't say anything, what are comedians gonna make jokes about?
I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. I ain't got time. It seems like, baby, let me tell you something. When something trends in the YouTube streets, it trends, baby. Then you go to court, you get a restraining order. You go to court, you get a damn protective order. Fuck that. I'm just
man, fuck that protective order. If that happen, that bitch ain't my content, and then it'd be just like Philly Phil. What is this man doing to you? Making YouTube videos?
I ain't got time. I don't give a fuck.
Wait, he said something to hurt your feelings. This woman is saying her name being called was her being doxxed. And she's saying him saying fuck her caused her to get death threats, but the person that made the death threats, whose name she could see on the email, They not trying to, she ain't trying to get no restraining order on
That's
them.
what I was going to say. Is the person that issued the death threats, are they getting the order?
No,
Go ahead.
but guess what?
Oh,
In
shit, yeah.
Dolton politics, they're gonna bring that up where I said she protected the person that threatened her. She claimed that she got a death threat, and she won't say this nigga name, but she fucking with advocacy, CIU, and Jed.
Bye.
I wake up to this dumb shit every day. I'm sick of ducking Ricos. They've been trying to get me for the past 2 years. Shit, I'm Teflon done, but y'all just stop. I know I got a smart mouth, but damn, that's it. I just talk shit to you motherfuckers. I don't be talking about whooping your ass or nothing. I just talk shit about y'all and the dumb shit y'all say. I don't want to fight you people. What is wrong with you? I don't do this. This niggas, it's just every time I look up, it's somebody else. Fuck Burgundy.
This LNC person, which we know to be Deshae, that
and I had to point that out too. I think I done only called that funky wench Lolita. This will be the 3rd time I've called her that. I called the bitch Burgundy.
still won't get your dick sucked.
Yeah, I said that.
You have to you.
I said that to all them simp ass niggas. They still ain't gonna get their dick sucked when they get through simping. She's not gonna do it. I think she like pussy.
BB is being mocked for crying for help. BB tells,
"Help me, help me." What? How is that harassing or anything? I can make fun of this bitch. So now they telling me I can't. They're trying to tell me what I can find funny and mock and make fun of. So I can't make fun of the fact this grown woman was saying, "Help me," because a grown man simply said, "Fuck you with your weak ass." I can't make fun of that. I don't want to be here no more if I can't make fun of that.
You know I be feeling like that every other day. You already know I be running every other damn day because these crying ass motherfuckers on YouTube, baby. I cannot.
I can't even say, "What? Help me. You know me. Help me." He said, "Fuck me, y'all. Help me."
You must use some
Trina, Mr. Lacey, help.
You know me. You know
Shane,
me.
Help me.
You know me.
I need anybody. Listen, Journal. Help somebody. He said, "Fuck me, y'all. Help."
This LNC person, which we know to be Deshae, that still won't get your dick sucked by BB after complimenting LNC. After she complimented, that he's not gonna.
Yeah, she complimented. I said, "You still ain't gonna get your dick sucked."
Private area.
Why is this being put in Dolton politics, though? This is putting Dolton politics. As I said, I don't think she filed a police report at all. She just simply filed for a protection order because she knew she ain't had to have nothing to do with it. She just had to say some dumb shit in the protection order. That's what you gotta look at it, the dumb shit she said in the protection order. She ain't filed no police report. She's nothing filed a police report on.
You're gonna respond like World War II.
Yep.
And BB is being mocked for crying for help.
Mm-hmm.
BB tells this LNC person, which we know to be Deshae, that still won't get your dick sucked by BB after complimenting LNC. After she complimented, that he's not gonna get the head.
So even Jay thought that was funny.
She's protecting her abuser by not telling her name.
Yeah, she's protecting her abuser by not saying who the fuck threatened her in the email. Yes, I said that. But of course, they ain't putting no context on it in Dolton politics. But again, all my videos is up. Go run them shits up. She got a whole playlist dedicated to her. She got a playlist. Check it out.
BB crying for help. BB getting doxxed. She getting over doxxed. I told her to get over being doxxed.
Yeah, get over your name being said. It's your name, and I said my name several times. I said I'm Mark Hamilton, which is also why I'm not making a big deal about it being said in Dolton politics. But they're over there in Dolton politics saying she got doxxed when a bitch that don't know me is saying my name all willy nilly. That makes no sense at all. Nobody can say Lolita, but Mark can be said all day. Help me! They saying my name. Help! Jad, help! You don't know me, but help!
BB states that YouTube knows her real name.
She did. She told us that she told YouTube her name a long time ago in her Patreon. It's on her video. The day after you said her name, she was like, "It ain't no secret. I've been told y'all my name." She said it. So you didn't dox her because she said she's already disclosed her name on YouTube. And YouTube knows who they send the check to. The check don't come to Burgundy Blue Commentary. It comes to Lolita. So they know her name, in fact. But yes, in the grand scheme of things, people on YouTube know her name. Who gives a fuck? Has anybody pulled up her criminal records and shit like that that's been done to me? That's why I've been by. You ain't been doxxed. Ain't nobody pulled your criminal records up and lied on you and plastered that shit. They have not done it. You got your name called and you cried and you filed a restraining order. Man, you weak. I gotta go back to his first post. Man, you weak as hell. Your name called? Get your mug shot put up here and then holler at me. Let motherfuckers try to put up your family addresses and your addresses and then holler. Not just the addresses, but show pictures and all of that shit there. Like, let me know when somebody call your mama and shit of that nature. To do shit like that. Let me know when somebody calls CPS on you and shit of that nature. And all the weird shit that these motherfuckers have done to people that have actually been doxxed. And you crying about your goddamn name. Some of us wish that was the least we went through on YouTube, with somebody finding out our real fucking name, even though we told the people the name.
BB tells, wait, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on a second. This is hard to read. Okay, Mark states that YouTube knows her real name.
Stop doxing me, Jed.
She can't be doxed. Mark tells
Stop doxing me, Jed.
Thug LNC's private area.
I did.
And get it over with.
Yes.
States that his sexual harassment statements are protected by free speech. BB, the court won't give her.
Yeah, because there's jokes and it's not sexual harassment. You know who said it was sexual harassment? The faggot ass nigga in OKC. That's who said that. That's how I know that's him typing it. Nobody else would have classified that as sexual harassment. I don't know that woman. We wasn't in the same building or nothing. So she couldn't say my comments made her uncomfortable because she didn't have to watch me to hear them motherfuckers. And if you see, it was a whole bunch of people laughing when it happened. So yeah, clearly it was a joke. It was part of my bit. But yeah, it would be protected under free speech. Yeah. Thanks. These people is nuts. Oh, do merch. Thank you for the $30 cash out. They said, help me. Waiting on the t-shirt. I don't do merch. That would be hilarious. So help me.
Thank you, Sister Avanti, $10 coming on the cash app. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
In order against him, they will look at BB like an idiot. BB calls LNC.
They will, especially when we didn't get to hear no evidence. They ain't get into all that the other day, but Yeah, they're gonna look at her like an idiot. I'm like, wait a minute, ma'am. Did you not ask this man to come on your live stream? And did he do it every time? And what else did he do? Nothing. So why are we here? Oh, well, I forgot the white lady did say people were riding up and down, were outside of her house. How does that have anything to do with him? Don't she live on a street where traffic is able to come up? Did these people threaten her or anything? So just cars driving up and down her street goes back to Jed Howe. They're going to laugh at this shit. A lawyer gonna do a job of trying to defend it, but they're gonna laugh at this shit.
States that his sexual harassment statements are protected by free speech. BB, the court won't give her an order against him. They will look at BB like an idiot.
Yes.
BB calls LNC wife to see. Wait, you told.
And these are things that are being put in a Facebook group as proof that she being harassed. By who? These shits was in one live. All these comments are damn near in one live. Well, when I responded to that, that's because that dumbass nigga said when I was saying she sucked his dick that it was sexual harassment. These niggas are crazy. This is the big expose. This is supposed to be they working together. Because I'm reviewing the shit that both of them said. That's the thing about my lives. I reviewed what both of them had to say, Jed and her. It wasn't until that I just started realizing she was full of shit that I kind of soured on her. But I still listened to what she had to say, but I just criticized the fuck out of it. I pulled apart the bullshit. Where is the harassment? And guess what? She's not the target of my content anymore because she ain't talking about Jed. Remember, I started doing my commentary because of the her and Jed situation. She saw a community post. Well, she saw his Facebook post. I didn't know about the Facebook post until she went live. And then that's where it started from there. I'm going to cover this story. What's going on? That's how I got involved. I didn't know about Jed like that until seeing her on his channel and then her making a big whoop about what was going on with his community posts. So the collusion came win. It's just ridiculous. All right, we out more. I think he ran down the list, and I copped to what I said. I said pretty much everything they said in there except for it was something stupid at the beginning. I know I didn't say that.
Mark tells Lolita to call Shay's wife to see if it's okay if you can give him head. Okay.
Yeah, call the man's wife, see if you can suck the dick. She might be down with it. Where's the harassment there? Where is it? Where's the threats? Where the threats at? Where the look over your shoulder, watch your back, somebody coming to get you? Where is that at?
So
the look on his face like this shit.
Just want to say, can't say everything online. But all of this stuff has been watched. A lot of this stuff has been screen recorded and screenshotted. Some of it will be utilized in the order of protection case, which we do know will not be granted as it relates to the case. It's frivolous. It's very stupid. They're just doing this to get attention and to tie up our time. My lawyer will be on handling the case on the 21st. One of my lawyers.
They ain't gonna tie up my time. They process server gonna get tired trying.
Will be handling the case on the 21st. I don't have to do this because I'm not. I need to prove it or I'm lying. But hold on.
And to be honest, you probably wouldn't have. your shit probably would have been dismissed because they ain't served you. You just so happened to hit the link. Had you not hit the link, they wouldn't have went forward with that shit. Yeah, you gotta get this man served first before we go forward with this.
1 second. They said, who don't know the name of their lawyer? Me, because I got too many of them. But here it is. I said the name.
All right, that's it on that one. To the main court. So that's the RICO they trying to tap me and him together. He got paperwork. I guess that maybe some is coming for me. I don't give two shits about that paperwork. I don't care because I don't live in Dolton. I ain't trying to go to Dolton. And the woman ain't the subject of my commentary anymore. The only thing that's newsworthy right now is the restraining order shit that's going on. Y'all notice I don't know about her back. I know she got a backup channel. I ain't trying to talk about nothing she got going on over there. Doesn't interest me anymore. The thrill is gone. I move on with life. Okay, this next one. The feature presentation, Norwood and them. Norwood, they had dressed up, and when Norwood hit that, she had looked like some meat last night. I better stop sexual harassment. When I tell these women they got big titties, truth, is that sexual harassment over the internet?
I don't know.
How does that work? How does that work? Can I say, damn, you got some big titties? How does that work?
You know,
we at the workplace. If I did it in the workplace, then yeah, absolutely, that would be sexual harassment.
Absolutely.
But how does it work on the internet?
You know, for me, I'm not that sensitive. Dude tell me I got big titties, I don't like it. I cuss his ass out and keep it moving. I ain't finna be going to no damn courts. Now, you know, the thing, to be honest, I think the difference is it being on the internet versus it being, like you said, in the workplace. You know, I don't understand these people.
And then I wasn't even making no sexual comments about me and the woman. I told her to suck this nigga dick. It's clear they like each other. How the fuck am I saying? What the fuck? That didn't have nothing to do with me. Oh my goodness, I can't even say that. I can't even say y'all are attracted to each other. Just fucking get it over with. Like that would be sexual harassment too.
It did that way because it's true. That's it and that's all. Everybody see it, can hear it. The fuck out of here.
Which is what made the joke be tellable, because everybody saw it, especially when the shirt was made. It was like, oh, this is a school kid. This is some elementary school crush.
And nobody tell him to go out there and make them little rinky-dink shirts look like his children did it in art and craft class. You know, you put it out here. What you talking about?
I like you. Do you like me?
Exactly. Check yes for check the first box for yes. The next box for no. Get the hell out of here. I'm sick of it.
You sick of? I'm sick of. Your name, my name always attached to these frivolous ass lawsuits and shit. I'm gonna have to have the law offices. If you don't give a damn, I don't give a fuck.
Cause you always fucking with these little peasants. I mean, shit.
Man, I just give my commentary on what's hot.
Where was she hot? I'm still trying to figure that shit out.
It wasn't. She was hot. She was arguing with a nigga that's hot.
Oh, great.
It wasn't necessarily her. It could have been a stick. And if they was arguing with him doing the shit that was going on, it would have got covered. She the one came out and said, I got death threats because he said, fuck you with your little weak ass. And then he went on the show.
Maybe she felt like
Jed,
I don't know.
Jed, make sure you tell your law team to go to that video where you went on her show and you thought y'all had an amicable agree to disagree moment, or no, actually wasn't an agree to disagree. You took responsibility. You said I had an emotional response to seeing you over there giving money while my cousin's face was up in all of this. Go to that one. You made very clear in that video, you wish for no harm or danger to come upon her. You denounced it in that very show. Yeah, make sure they go to that one. If it ain't on there, I reviewed it. It's there.
Well, I couldn't think of how to say the name, but there is the name.
Oh, shit, wrong video. I'm supposed to be going to Judge Joe Brown now.
Let me give everybody the opportunity to know what we're talking about with the barbecue sauce first, and then I'm gonna let it rip. I'm gonna let you go ahead and have it, Judge Joe Brown. So here we go, folks. Go ahead, sir.
So I can catch up with where you ladies are right now. So
okay, no worries at all. So before we go any further, it's about 12 minutes into the show, and I do want to let some of you folks know where you can find that delicious barbecue sauce.
Oh, come on, Joe.
Kind of cheap, put some more shea butter on my lips. Anyway, there you go, folks. You know where to go to get it, and I'm gonna play it again because, as you guys already know over here, we play it at the end of almost every one of the videos that are produced here on Headlines with the Voice, the Lockhart Perspective, as well as TLP. Headlines with the Voice. So going ahead and continue, ladies, with telling me about what started you to do what you're doing and how you guys got elected. So you ran on, what was your campaign? What were you running on, Brittany? When you ran, what was your statement of of trust? What did you have to say? What do you stand for now?
At the time, my whole goal was just to do the best thing for the community. That was pretty much it. I mean, I've learned that transparency and accountability and all of these things are very important. But stepping into it, I just thought that this would be the best way for me to help the community, which most of our residents are longtime residents. So most of the residents that still live here at this very moment, I graduated with a lot of their children from high school. So we deserve the best in this community. And that was my goal, to help however I could with that.
Very good. And how about you, Kiana Belcher?
We ran on accountability and transparency. And we ran on accountability and transparency because anybody that has did research would see that some of our previous mayors, let me say this, they get into the position and they become self-serving and not public servants. And our job is, we take an oath to make sure that anything that we're accountable for, especially to the community, we should be doing. So there was an issue at the previous mayor that we seen some things that the community just wasn't happy with. And we made a decision to run we need more transparency, we need more accountability for some actions that had come about in the village of Dolton.
Okay, let me ask you this. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so you saw those things that happened in the village of Dolton, and because you found that there was no transparency, it made you want to run, and it made you, it brought you to the place that you're at now. My question is, considering what you saw before, how do you feel now? Do you feel like you've bitten off more than you can chew?
I do not. And I would say this again, because I used to advocate all the time to say, ask questions, produce. You can say anything, but if it's in black and white, there's, you got to have some receipts. That's why they always say you got to have some proof. And going into this, we thought we had somebody that was going to make a difference because she had a lot of support and a lot of people behind her. Although my degree is not in finance, most of my background is in finance. And Mr. House, Trustee House, is in finance. And then when Trustee Norwood as a realtor, so housing. So we have and then Tammy Brown, Trustee Tammy Brown, human resource. So we have a diverse background of specialties that, okay, even if she's the face, we would be able to support her to make the community a better place for what our goal was.
Now, let me ask you, you guys have you've been suppressed as it relates to a lot of different things that's going on that you should be voting on. One of the things that I wanted to ask you was the public news article that just showed us about the pension fund for the firefighters. You all let me ask you, how do you guys play a role in dealing with the placement of fire chiefs and things of that nature, promotions for police? Don't you guys have to vote on that type of stuff?
Yes.
And so as it relates to just what we just saw for this gentleman who came up and said, hey, we're asking questions, where is the pension? Is your pay structure and who pays you separate from who pays them? Or is it all lumped together? In other words, is their pension is different than if you have a retirement or a 401k, right? And pardon my ignorance on that. I'm just asking because I want to know how they were able to have monies taken away from them and not know it.
So let me correct it because I think a lot of people get confused.
And I'm glad
that 457, which is not the pension, it's like a 401k or a savings. So this money is taken out of their checks bi-weekly to go to a company that in turns hold the money and draw interest. It's nothing that the village of Dolton actually matches or anything. It's their 457 where it's taken out of their check. So the concern is if it's taken out of their check and supposed to go to the company is called Nationwide to be held, withdraw interest or, as a savings, Nationwide is not getting it. And if they're not getting it, that means somebody is getting it or is being deposited into an account that it does not should be deposited into. So when they start receiving letters and start contacting, just in reference to hearing some, rumor bill that, the money is not going in, they start looking into it. Prior to it, we had already had issues about their contract because they're going into the 5th year without a contract.
How is that possible?
And this even goes to sometimes, it does fall behind, but that should be something that's a priority that even when we vote on a budget yearly, those budgeted included the retro pay of monies that's owed to the departments. So if we vote on it and we expect that most of the time the contracts say maybe 90 to 4 months that the money should be paid out, and we see that the money is being spent on things that's not budgeted for, then you're going to see that in some department you're going to lose. So that became an issue. And when the new president, Adam, decided to go public, and his statement was, I am the chair of the fire department, and she tried to remove me from being the chair. But the communication is, these are our public servants. These are our firefighters. This is what, you call 911, sick, ambulance, they're coming. So when you start playing with their 457 money, when you start playing with, you still haven't get a contract, it's 5 years, you're playing with their livelihood. Then they're getting bills in the mail about our health insurance. Wives pregnant and they're getting bills about health insurance, which is money that's taken out for their premiums that's not being paid. And nobody can give us an explanation of the finances of the village. We have not had a financial report since September of 2023.
That's what I was about to ask you. When is the last time you saw one? So you're coming up on a year without having seen a financial report.
That is correct.
1 whole year.
That's correct.
Is the village broke?
I believe so. I'm going to say it.
This was a day ago, and we found out today they definitely broke.
I believe so. And I believe that at that time, we were $7 million in a deficit. And of course, we do receive tax monies, but we can't even bring businesses into the community right now because all of the dysfunction that's going on, nobody wants to bring a business into our community, which is a problem.
Judge, go ahead.
What you need is an independent audit and not just a computer audit, because there are hacks that can be put into a computerized system with programming fudges. You want a paper spreadsheet. There are professional auditing concerns. One that comes to mind, and I've used them personally in the past, they also audit for United Airlines and Delta and such like, and they're trusted by IRS. Deloitte and Touche, they're not as expensive as they might seem. And get an audit done to see where the money is going. And when you have this where the money is coming out of the fireman's checks, but it's not going to the company that is managing the pension fund, somebody is stealing. And that is a manifestation of a trend all across the country to use politics as a stepping stone to personal wealth. You see this when you hear that a national figure who's been making, say, $155,000 a year on a government salary is held in office for 6 years, but is worth $29-30 million. Somebody's being a crook. So when you see this kind of thing, it is interesting. You may find that there is some statute on the state level that requires that people file an accurate financial report and also a conflict of interest. That's usually through the statewide election commission or whatever stands in for that. Take a look at it and find out where the money is going and what people are claiming. And most importantly, go to a website and write this down. It's called followthemoney.org. Followthemoney.org. If you get the right thing, it will be sort of a maroon with a yellow banner on it. And what you want to do is input your state municipality, and you put in the people's names. And this concern just coordinates what people have reported as receiving and other people have reported as paying out. So you might find who's getting what from what major corporation, what major interest, what small interest. It will give you when they got it and how much they got and what is the stated purpose. And it also will record what they've had to file as a payout, which they might not tell the taxpayers. So look at that, followthemoney.org, and you can look up your individual representatives for the most part, see what they've done as per their reports to the statewide election commission or whatever the reporting agency might be. That's a step so you can track it down. I've run into situations where I've consulted where computers have bogus programming in them and the hacks are not apparent and the money is not apparent, but doing an old-time paper spreadsheet shows that there are deficiencies. In one case, some people decided they were going to scapegoat the woman who was elected to manage such things, but she had been astute enough to have done a paper audit, and it showed the people who were accusing her as having been implicated in thieving between $28 and $30 million from the county government. So you can find out some interesting things.
Whoa, that's a lot of money. That is good to know. Thank you, Judge. I want to also ask you all now, what have you all done to try to prevent these things from happening? And will you run down a list of things that you've been shut out of? Because I know FOIA requests are not being honored as one point of what can't be seen. But what else have you all been shut out of?
So overall, we have a term that we use, and it's nobody is coming to save us, right? So I heard that you stated, and I know even the judge was saying the things that we could put in effect that should work. Our issue is that we have ordinances put in place. So every time there's, in the beginning, when we first come to the conclusion that there was mismanagement of money or the money wasn't being appropriated the right way, in the first few months in the beginning, we started going over our ordinances and making sure that we had ordinances put in place that would, for instance, we have an ordinance saying that the mayor, our mayor could only spend so much without the board approval. So at one point it was $1,500, and we put this in place so that anything over the $1,500 would mean that you have to come to the board. Well, it was at that time that we realized that she wasn't following the ordinances. So we put it in place, but she wasn't following it. So then we said, well, okay, we come to the realization that a lot of things that we weren't approving as a board were being paid out. So we said, okay, we went to our attorneys and we said, what could we do to save us? Because a lot of money was being spent that wasn't budgeted for. So at that time, we went to court and the court decided to remove her. Well, first, we wanted to remove her from the bank account. In the beginning, that was a bit successful for maybe like a year or so. And at that time, that at least made it a little bit harder for them to spend the money, but they were still finding ways around it. And then we realized that we probably needed to remove her overall because she continued to spend money, even though we had these court rulings in place and we had all these ordinances. And she just wasn't working with us as a board. So we put a recall in effect, and we actually won the recall via the community. So we had enough residents that said, hey, you all are absolutely right. There's mismanagement. All of these things are going wrong. And if we didn't remove her at the moment, we felt as if we would be in a lot of trouble in terms of as a village. So we did win via the people, but there was a technicality, I guess, with the courts where they kind of overruled our recall. And here we are. Oh.
Let me ask you something. Does your state have a Freedom of Information Act?
Yes.
You ever thought of evoking that to find out what in the devil they're actually sitting on?
We have more than 20-something lawsuits because they refuse to provide any information. So people are suing us because they're not providing any information.
Even a news company is suing you guys, aren't they?
Even the news, the WG and Channel 9 is suing us. It has been to the Attorney General.
Judge don't know nothing about this goddamn case. And Judge, the Freedom of Information Act is in all 50 states, sir. I said, do they got it in y'all state? Have y'all ever thought about that? Judge, where have you been? Oh, I thought he was on to game. He been too busy selling barbecue sauce.
Office, it's just something that it's sad. It's sad. It's embarrassing. But we just have someone that does not care about the laws and is getting away with it.
That's what I want to know. I want to ask. I just want to blatantly say, how is it? And if anybody in the chat knows, please let me know. How was this lady able to become the mayor if she was arrested for breaking into cars in Chicago? I mean, that was something that is blatant. It's something that was public. People in the chat, if you know the answer, let me know, because that was a clear and evident indication that this individual had the propensity to break laws with impunity. And I think that speaks volumes. If I'm in a community and I find that there is a person that's running for an office and they just got arrested for breaking into cars, then that tells me that there's something not right. And I don't know, you guys, Judge, I don't know.
Let me make a suggestion. I tuned in late. I know who you're talking about, but if anybody else did, they wouldn't know who you're talking about. So every now and then, drop the name of the individual in question.
Well, I agree that, and we are talking. I said there's a lady that wants to know, who is protecting Tiffany. Let me just say this, and I appreciate you for being here, Melanated Beauty, but I'm going to address that. Here's the cold hard facts. The fact is that we do have this individual who is in office, and that is Ms. Tiffany Henyard. I don't know her personally. I would love the opportunity to speak with her and allow her to say what it is that she wants to say in all fairness. But what I will tell you is what I can see publicly is what I have to go by. And that's generally the only thing that we can protect is our public reputation and the things that we've done within our neighborhood, our community, for our jobs, for our family. Anything that's done publicly is the only thing that we have or others have to go by and base what they think about us on. So based on what I see, and nobody's ever said anything about it, I don't understand how we can vote somebody in. And by we, I mean the individuals there in that city or in that township or in that county or whatever it is.
I asked that question too, but I didn't even bring up the mug shot part. I brought up how she was corrupt as a trustee because she was a slumlord. And I believe she was overhousing. How you gonna be overhousing and be a slumlord?
I don't know how they could vote her in after knowing, as a mayor, after knowing or after seeing that. Now, if it was fictitious,
well, people get second chances. I don't know when the breaking into cars was. According to this lady, she said it was right before she got elected, a couple years after. But you give people a chance. If the charter didn't disqualify her for having a criminal record, then she can run legally. It wasn't legal for her to run, and most people got a background.
Then somebody needs to come out with that and say, hey, what you all saw with that mugshot, that was not me. It was CGI, or it was a lie, or it never happened. The unfortunate piece is that it's backed up by websites that are tied to jails, a city jail, for example. So with that in mind, I just wonder, at what point in America are we going to get to the place, this is a rhetorical question, but are we going to get to the place where when we see something out there like that in these streets and in the world, that we begin to believe it? That's the deal.
A clue. The culprits who really need to be turned out of office, they're always relying on, if they're male, it's white supremacy after me because I'm big and affecting somebody black. And if it's a sister, they're dumping on me because I'm a black woman. And when you hear that language, you know something crooked is going on. 9 out of 10, the majority of the voters in the area are black. And most of the people that they have to deal with are black officials. So where is the white supremacy and who are the folk dumping on the good sisters? So bottom line is that in
this case, it is the white media that's dumping on her, and it's the black people that's hating on her because she's the youngest to do it, even though the black people voted her in.
Needs to be exposed. You have to engage in a PR campaign. So you've got New York Times versus Sullivan, U.S. Supreme Court, 1962. It says that a public figure is basically wide open to political criticism. Get on it. start getting the local media information and start making.
What the fuck you think they've been doing? Judge, never mind. I keep forgetting he Biden in them age. Poor Biden, he kept forgetting what he wanted to say. The looks of both of their faces said it all. And Biden looked like he was just ready to go take a nap. He was like, is this shit over?
Demands.
They was insulting each other. It was funny.
Start introducing resolutions to require the mayor's office produce the documents in question. And by the way, you probably have a state agency that is frothing at the mouth to try to get at this. So evoke.
They ain't.
You know, I'm going to, here's what I'm going to do. I want you guys to take a look at this because this is one of the, first of all, for the voters' appeal, there was a technicality that I don't think that you all, that your attorneys or whomever knew beforehand, but it was based on a precedent that was never set. First off, there was no precedent that showed that anybody other than perhaps a governor or whatnot would be able to be recalled. So she was able to stay based on that technicality that the attorneys took ahead. Let me read it to you, Judge. I will give you a little bit of it so that you will know where we are. Okay, so let's just see. Both the referenda were on the same ballot. So the referenda as well as the other portion were all on the same ballot. And accordingly, when the voters voted to recall Henyard on June 28, 2022, they were voting upon a nullity because when they voted, they were, that dog sounds like my dog, and I thought it was my dog in the background. Totally threw me off. I'm sorry. That's one of y'all's babies.
That's mine.
That's your baby. Okay, because I was like, why am I just, the fact that, go ahead.
I can keep talking. I'll put it on mute.
Okay, so accordingly, when the voters voted to recall Henyard on June 28, 2022, they were voting upon a nullity because when they voted, there was no approved procedure in place allowing any Dolton official to be recalled. The justices issued a permanent injunction forbidding the referendums from taking effect. Henyard has been represented in the case by the attorney Scott B. Erdman of Chicago and Robert L. Winden of Winden Strategies of McHenry. What I will say is there has been a lot of boasting based on the fact that, nobody could overthrow her. And, I'm just going to come out and say it because I can. I don't want you all to say it, but I'm going to say it. There is a very strong and a concerted effort to keep this woman in position. What it is, I don't know. But I do know that if it was anybody else, if it was Keisha or Pookie Neal, okay, that didn't have the backing of somebody, they would have already been gone. And that's just me. I'm just saying. If it was Keisha, if it was Keisha Neal, if it was Ray or Man, they would have already been gone. But for whatever reason, I've never seen anybody have such big sluggers in their corner. I mean, big cats. I mean, these cats got long running jobs as attorneys. Some of these cats. So
can I make a comment about that?
Yes.
The unfortunate part about this whole situation is that that what you read is correct, but there has been a trustee recall in the state of Illinois before, and it didn't have to have already in place to do it. So with that saying, the technicality, yes, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that because she holds the position as the township supervisor, which is the largest township in the state of Illinois, where all of the contracts are, where all of the money that runs through and resources that holds a lot of power in the state of Illinois. Her predecessor, which is Frank Zuccarelli, who passed away
suddenly.
Who passed away, had been in that seat for years, and he was the powerhouse of the South suburbs. So we're getting the spotlight because if she was just the mayor, she probably would have been out of that seat. But because she holds the position as the supervisor, has given her the ability to have a lot of heavy hitters behind her that impacts what's going on and who will put her out and who won't put her out.
I don't believe she's going anywhere.
Ladies, if I might make a suggestion as to what to look to, perhaps it's this. Usually when you see the guy,
don't let them women cook.
Situation that you are confronting, there's money laundering going on in criminal enterprise. And if you look closely,
Judge, if you said you know who they talking about, so apparently you know the feds is already looking into this.
Start with that thing, followthemoney.org. It may give you a clue as to what's happening. Missy spends a lot of time on getting her weave together, it looks like, and her nails done, and sashaying around trying to be hot. But what you're describing is someone that is a conduit into misappropriating public funds. Not saying that she is. And if she does, that's a criminal act, and you're presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But the fact of the matter is it looks very suspicious, and somebody for the state of Illinois outside of the township ought to be looking into the matter, because there's likely to be something found. But Illinois is replete with all sorts of, shall we say, questionable activities where somebody gets back in, and all they're doing is under the table, over here, over there. So it does look highly suspicious. And what you have to do is execute a public relations campaign so people will understand what they're dealing with. There is an old political science thing that deals with propaganda. That one says tell a lie long enough and loud enough that you can get anybody, including the liar, to believe it. Well, it works even more swiftly with the truth. So just keep putting it out, and you'll find that eventually, in just a very scant few weeks, people will start coming back with the phraseology of doubt and skepticism.
Very good. Well, we're going to look at right now and make a comment on it. And I do want to ask you guys about this, but it's a public article, and I just want to go ahead and play it for you. I will start it from the beginning because it really took me aback. Something as small as giving mulch to a park was amazing. So let me go ahead and pull this all the way for you all.
There's new controversy growing in Dolton.
Park District members say they believe they are being targeted by Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
If kids are playing on us, it's being targeted. We do not play for park improvements.
The Village for Permitting
Director Stephanie Lincoln has been money that's already been.
You're see nice things because you're stopping it.
And you're for a response to this story and have not yet heard back. In Dolton, Dane Flacco, Fox 32, Chicago.
Well, what do you guys have about that? Because, I mean, what do you think about that?
She's got mental health issues, the mayor. She really does.
The judge went straight to she got mental health issues. She's a narcissist.
The conduct I've been observing would suggest that you've got clinical neuroses involved in this, if not some active psychosis. I'm not a clinical psychologist, but Lord knows I've read enough reports over the years that I have ordered to be prepared on certain people I've sentenced. And what we have with your mayor, she's innocent until proven guilty, of course, beyond a reasonable doubt of any potential criminal activity. But it indicates strongly you got a narcissist here who doesn't care about the rules, and she is somebody that in her background has caused her to feel that she's been set upon, and she's kind of getting her revenge upon the world, and she is taking as much money out of it because she does not understand cause and effect, and she's also a sociopath. So you've got a real, because this is true, these allegations or observations are accurate, you've got a real wacko here.
Well, so
I've seen this before, but this is one of the worst examples. You got to realize somebody is a psycho. She got identifiable mental health issues here that need to be addressed, and she doesn't need to be your mayor.
I agree. She does not need to be the mayor. I do want to show you guys this clip right here so that way we can have this as information that we're going to talk about. And this answers the statement that you made, and I concur with the statement that you all made when you said, you know what, we don't have any help. We've gone as far as we can. I do know, and I want to ask you that. Well, let me ask you about that after. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play this for us. Let me pull it up because what I want to discuss is here. To me, I just threw my hat. I couldn't believe this. But it is what it is. Let's go on ahead and see this. You have no help, and this is to your point.
What's going on in Dolton and Norwood Township and the leadership there? Are you concerned? Taxpayers seem very worried. There's chaos at meetings. What can be done? Could you play a role in stepping in some way? What's your take on the situation?
So I've looked at that question, whether the state should and can play a role. The federal
authorities, as you may know, are involved and investigating. I've read that. I think that's a public piece of information. There is an investigation that's been called for, and now I know there was a veto that was overridden that will now allow that investigation to go forward with former Mayor Lori Lightfoot in charge of that.
She vetoed it again.
I think that those are two pretty good authorities for looking into this, investigating it, and getting to the truth.
And the state.
We'll support them. Well, we looked at whether we ought to put resources, whether it's state police and their anti-corruption efforts, or asking the Attorney General. The reality is that there are already two pretty significant investigations going on, and so we'll support them in every way that we can. But it's really just a matter of, do you want everybody running over each other in those investigations, or do you want two concerted efforts toward getting the facts?
Fuck Lori Lightfoot.
The suggestion. You have a local grand jury, and grand juries usually deal with requests for indictments. And if they find there's probable cause, they will return the bill of indictment on behalf of the prosecutorial authority. I think Illinois is one of the states that also provides an alternative, which is an independent investigation by the grand jury toward returning what's known as a presentment, where the district attorney has no involvement. It's the foreman of the grand jury. Check your state laws. You may also find that the local grand jury is also charged with investigating, reporting, and looking into the finances of local governments. So that might be a way for you to get around a lot of the flack by going directly to a grand jury and asking them through grand jury foreman to conduct an independent investigation where the prosecutorial officials aren't even involved unless they receive a request from the grand jury. That's not advice, that's a suggestion, and it depends on your law. I haven't looked at Illinois law in a long time, so check that out. That's another avenue. There's going to be a paper trail of this, because money comes in and somehow or another the money goes out. So there has to be disbursements that are recorded, checks that are recorded, online payments or whatever it may be. And if they are not, and the apparent income of the city is not matched by what's on account and what the payouts are, then somebody's in trouble. And usually you can find out who made the disbursement if you dig deep enough. Now, I would suggest that if there is a change in administration in Washington, which there likely is to be, and boogeyman Trump gets in there, that might change, because right now there is a disincentive to do anything about it, because at the moment you've got Letitia James, Fannie Willis, you've got your mayor, you've got a few other people, you've got a judge just got removed down in Georgia for criminal misconduct. Several around the country that have been out of hand that are in leadership or official positions. And it just does not look good for the party in power to have that associated with it. So there is a suppression going on when it comes to taking a close look at wrongdoing when it's on one side, unless it just gets so egregious that they have to say, hey, look, we don't support this. But those might be some avenues where you can get some official action without having to wait on the locals or the statewide level.
Now, Judge, I do know that they brought in Lori Lightfoot, right, ladies? And how is that progressing? And is she, I do know that Tiffany Henyard, who was the mayor, sort of kicked that to the side, and then it was overturned by the board. Tell us what the process was there, and is she still actively investigating on this matter, ladies?
Former Mayor Lori Lightfoot was brought in. There were specific things, though, per the ordinance that we asked her to investigate. So because we know that it's so much that is going on, like you can't even put all of it in one. It's so much that was going on. There are specific things. A lot of it, we had some ARPA funds, the incident with the sexual assault of the from one of the trustees. So though it's maybe 3 things that she is working on. So yeah, she's diligently working on that, and working on that. Once we receive that report will give us ability to do some other things and move forward with directly pressing charges or filing a complaint or suing. What's crazy to me is even with the subpoenas that came from the FBI that requested information, they took it at liberty not even to respond to one of them.
May I make a suggestion? Get somebody independent. Does Lightfoot, by the way, have a background in criminal investigation or criminal law?
Yeah, she's a former federal prosecutor.
And she's independent. But it don't matter, bruh. These folk just told you the FBI came in and served subpoenas and she ain't answer one. She don't give a fuck. She ain't turning shit over if she don't want to. Unless they tell her, if you don't turn it over, you're going to jail. That's the only thing that's going to make her turn over documents. Until then, if she don't feel like it, she ain't gonna do it.
I'd still seek to get somebody that is an active criminal investigator. You might look to see if you can find somebody that does Wall Street investigations where they get deeply into white collar crime.
Forget your suggestions.
You know, I'm going to say this, ladies. He's absolutely spot on. And I think that for you guys, you all have done a lot more than I think other sets of trustees would have done in this circumstance. I also note that, you know, Illinois is a place that's a very old place. And a lot of special folks used to run that area. And I'm not sure that they're gone. So, yeah, that's what, you know, I was going to say. And sometimes, you know, stuff trickles from the top down like that. So I would just say, you know, based on what is happening, because to me, you guys have done almost more than what you would normally have done. Some people would have probably just given up and quit once you begin to see that there's something awry. And so it's almost like there are hands in play that at every turn that you guys take, there's something that blocks you. Do you sometimes feel that way, that no matter where you all go, you get in, you know, you get a little block here or there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that has to be very discouraging when you continue to hit these roadblocks and you do everything that you can. When I saw the FBI come in immediately after you all put Lori Lightfoot in place, it gave me a bit of you know, I was sort of adjutant for a moment there. But then now to hear that even after the FBI has come in, there have been documents that have been sort of, you know, oh no, we won't go to this, we won't go to that. I think that, you know, if this individual is not careful, she could be the one taking the brunt end of maybe even a bigger picture. You never know. I mean, of course, I don't know anything. I'm just saying that it seems to me that, you know, once you start walking this type of line or this type of tightrope, that you'd almost better be careful or certain that you don't go to the right or left, that you keep on the path that, you know, I mean, say, for example, there is a Papa Geppetto. I don't know that there is, but it almost appears that there is somebody moving some strings there. I'm going to go ahead and allow, well, I do have a question that came from somebody, King DJ. He asked a question and I'm going to ask it for him, but I think you guys may have already answered it. He wanted to know, you know, after you guys have noticed certain things that are happening, certain things that are going on with the misappropriation of funds, if you guys had put anything in place. But I believe you answered that because you basically said, hey, yeah, we did. When we saw this amount was going out, we put a cap. It was a $1,500 cap. And then after the $1,500 cap, there were ways that were being circumvented to go around that cap and to do other things. How has this affected the ability for the village and its citizenry to be supported in any of the things that are needed? Because I do remember seeing some of the torn up fire hydrants, but I believe some of those have been replaced. I'm not sure about your...
They got less than $400,000 in their bank account. They broke.
I'm not sure about, you know, is there anything lacking in your city, despite the fact that you may be broke? You go ahead.
I guess that's the disheartening part for us. When we, you know, because it was maybe 2.5 years ago and I was saying it in a joking manner at the time. So I didn't know it was absolutely true. And 2 or 3 years later, it was still stand correct. But when I said no one would save us, it started out as a joke after the recall when it didn't go through and we were saying, hey, you know, we're crying for help. It was at one point, you know, we even had the residents were inquiring and saying, okay, at this point, who's right, who's wrong, or what are we doing as a village? When we talk about us lacking things, we think about, or our demand for transparency is much bigger than anyone could imagine because we live here, right? Because we live here, we know that some things makes no sense.
They are cutting out.
You'll find something gets interesting or critical, there seem to be peculiar malfunctions.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. He's right.
Yeah, go ahead. You cut out, ladies. We couldn't hear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we cut out. Okay. I don't know how much you heard, but for the
16 seconds worth of just cut out. You froze. Couldn't hear it.
Okay, so I'll go back. Okay. Because we live here, it becomes disheartening and sad when we see the lack of prioritizing with the spending. So it's one thing for us to continue to beg for the information, right? Say, hey, this is a lack of transparency. Our job as trustees, that's one of our main jobs, to manage the finances. So when we see that they are putting lights, Christmas lights, on Sibley to decorate the town, and I know as a trustee, and I know that I've heard from other trustees that there are residents saying that they have been without lights for months. That becomes a problem, right? It becomes a real problem for myself, because I know that it's more of a priority and a safety concern for the residents. So how do we tell a resident, well, hey, because a resident called and they said, well, trustee, I was told when I called into the village that the reason why we weren't able to get lights on our block is because the trustees didn't make the payment. And that becomes frustrating when we know that not only is this the furthest thing from the truth, but when we know that the real issue is that because they spent money getting lights put up on Sibley, that's money that's not being spent towards the lights that the residents need on their blocks. Like, it's a real safety concern. When we hear her say that she wants us to spend money or allocate money for a swimming pool, and we have residents that have a swimming pool in their basement every time it floods. When we see that there are firefighters saying that they're not getting the compensation that they deserve, and we know that there are other employees who are getting 10 times the compensation that they're supposed to, right? So those are the things that becomes frustrating for us, because I feel like a lot of America is watching, and it's a lot of pressure when you have a situation like this and you're doing all that you can do, and every time you turn around, you're trying to make a change that will hopefully stop some of this nonsense. And time and time again, the administration continue. So all we can do is shed light on the issue, and that's what we're continuing to do.
May I make another suggestion?
No.
The things that you're saying, see if you can get some citizens to go together, to go in with each other and rent some billboards and put this up at strategic locations on the main thoroughfares of the township. So her wrongdoing or the allegations are up there for everybody to look at. I have a sneaking suspicion that she will quickly exceed her authority and try to get them snatched down. And she will take retaliatory action against the billboard companies, or the people that own the billboard spaces, which enlist more people in your cause. One other thing about the Lightfoot situation, an observation down here in the south of the country, is if the chicken coop is getting robbed, you don't bring in the fox to look into it. You don't bring in the coyote. You bring in a shepherd, or you bring in the collie to take a look. So, word up on that.
In tandem with that, what I want to do is just segue immediately to one of the Dolton meetings where Lori Lightfoot was involved, and how she was not able to speak, how they cut the sound. Here we go. Let's take a look at this. This is a Dolton meeting with Tiffany Henyard. Lori Lightfoot turns into chaos, and this is not something that is uncommon lately. You all have had more chaos at your meetings than I have ever seen, but here we go.
Also breaking tonight, one of the most chaotic into Henyard, and here's a little bit of what she had.
Oh God, this means the jar.
Cordoned off, making it very difficult for folks to get here, especially if you were senior or to Las Vegas. Their feelings about Mayor Henyard.
They on to you. It is a shame that we, the public, can't ask you anything about the BMWs, the Range Rovers, all of that. It's like you're keeping all of that hidden from the taxpayers, and we pay for those. You guys are following fiction, a later story. It is a smear going on right now.
Police officers had to keep the teeth into things that.
So my question is does this work at all? Having them step in, having the FBI step in, has it? Of course, you guys aren't getting any feedback as yet, but what do you guys think will happen as a collective when you all put these things in place and put Lightfoot in place? And now obviously the FBI has nothing to do with you, but of course it's just what the turn of events are. What do you expect to happen?
So of course everybody knows that the FBI takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What we do know that is in November a grand jury had convened. Mm-hmm. So that in itself is positive to say that even though these 3.5 years that we've been fighting, because sometimes it takes longer and out of office, they see that there's an issue. A concern with the village administrator, which is, I think plays a key part in this.
That's Freeman, right?
That is correct.
I have his bankruptcy pulled up here. Wow.
plays a key part in this, because as of November, then he filed the bankruptcy in January, meaning that he had already been in front of the grand jury to be indicted in April. Put it together, make it make sense. And you would think
he's snitching. I've been told y'all he's snitching.
And on your bankruptcy, leave out something that was so pertinent is to you work for the Village of Dolton when you're on TV
national television,
every month. I would say that, you know, we want it to happen as soon as possible, something to happen, because we see that the community is draining, bleeding. And I said it before, when you cut and you bleed, eventually you die. I mean, if there's no help, you bleed to death. And right now we're at a point where we're spending millions of dollars in overtime in police. But I
saw that one officer literally got paid $13,000 for 1 week.
2 weeks. It was
allegedly 2 weeks.
It wasn't alleged. It was 2 week pay. It wasn't alleged at all. It was. We have exempt police officers that's getting overtime, which they've been out of the union for over a year and still getting it because they're on her detail, getting $10,000 checks every 2 weeks. So indirectly, they are draining the community. And of course, they don't live here. So they take their money and go back to wherever they're going. What we want the FBI to do is step in to stop it. We've even put in ordinance to move forward with the state to put us into receivership. Take us out. Put it in receivership so y'all can control the finances. But we have to put something in place to stop her. Nobody is stopping her. Nobody, because if you're the mayor and you go to someone, have a meeting and enter into a contract with her, you're entering into a contract with her. You're not going through the proper protocols to enter into the contract with the Village of Dolton, as there should be RFPs and things of once it's a certain amount. So even if you say, well, it's not $50,000 or it's not $25,000, if it's one project and you're paying them $5,000 a month, it has exceeded the project amount and it should have went to RFP. So we have to, I mean, at this point, it's a lot of media attention, which that's good because it's putting pressure on it, but she doesn't care about that. You would think that if the FBI gave you subpoenas, you would humble yourself. She don't know nothing about humbling herself.
You know what? She's pathological, seriously. And again, money laundering suggests itself as an allegation that might have some merit. She is acting like she is secure in the sense of being protected.
Like she knows something we don't. Almost.
Well, I mean, it's not so much something that you don't, because you probably suspect it, but she thinks she has this aura of invincibility because of her backers. You're talking about stuff, not saying it's here, but the allegation would be that when you see what you're seeing here, almost invariably there is massive corruption going on. And this is a point where somebody has been focusing on things that say, we've been getting a great advantage, but perhaps it's gotten a little bit out of hand. So either rein it in, or if you don't rein it in, somebody might, as is typical, have a strange accident. And not you ladies, but the mayor becomes a liability to the people that are sponsoring her.
Jed said that about a month ago.
And they have some very draconian ways of limiting.
She said she's starting to fuck with some very powerful people money who was like, oh, you done went too far.
Needing these liabilities. So one of the speakers said, wait till they put the handcuffs on. That's almost inevitable, because this kind of thing suggests the strong need to make somebody an example. And this arrogance is astonishing. She's not even trying to deflect anything. She's saying, so what? Do something about it.
Absolutely.
She's saying the feds hurt. Why we need Lightfoot? The feds here.
Absolutely. That is absolutely correct. I was going over some of the lawsuits that you guys have, and there are several. There are more lawsuits that you guys have right now that I've never seen. And I've been a human resources director for some pretty large companies. We were sued on several different occasions, but this is by far the most lawsuit. I've never seen this. This is absolutely amazing to me. You all have a gentleman who who's a police officer who observed, in his opinion, another officer doing something illegal as it relates to writing bogus tickets. And that ended up being this really big thing, where he actually, felt like he couldn't trust whomever was there. So he went outside at the state level and he made an anonymous complaint. And then that individual was retaliated against. You got people who were put in sergeant's positions, according to some of the documentation that I've been able to glean offline that was public for my fingers. I didn't use any of my investigative team or anything like that to find them. I literally was able to find them myself. You guys have lawsuits of people who have been made sergeants or overlooked for sergeants positions, and you guys didn't even vote these individuals in with their promotions. So there are people being put in place with positions in promotions that letter A, according to what is able to be seen online, were not eligible to be promoted to the position that they inevitably received. And B, their test scores did not even bring them into the position of being sergeant. These individuals have now been converted, according to the lawsuit that I was able to read as an example of my point, to sergeants. And you all did not promote these people. Is it my understanding that the board, they are the individuals who are supposed to promote or examine and vote? Is that correct?
Yes, so it should go in front of the Police and Fire Commission first, which we don't even have an operable Police and Fire Commission. Once it goes, there is a list. The list should stay active and available for the public to see for 2 years. There was an original list that was out that was put up, and you are correct by what the allegations have been about people being promoted that was not. When they got a win that we knew that people were being promoted and did not have the accurate test scoring, they went in front of one of the people that were on the Police and Fire Commission and had him change the numbers. Just call it how you see it. So yes, there is a lot of unethical things that
they were changed to 100. Some of these people had very low scores, and they miraculously got hundreds out of hundreds. And then later, according to what is public record, they were promoted without the board or the trustees stepping in and voting. So these are things that's been happening for some time. I mean, some of the lawsuits that I have read are amazing, Judge. They are unbelievable. You even had a young lady who was arrested, and listen, this is what made me, one of my assistants and I were on the phone this morning, and I was just losing it when I got to a point where I found out that somebody on FMLA was fired, was literally fired while on FMLA. And an individual, the young lady that we just saw, was taking flyers off of her vehicle, and flyers that had allegedly fallen. And I say allegedly because I wasn't there, but I'm going by what I see in the lawsuit. She went and she took some flyers that were promoting some type of thing for the seated mayor. And when she took those flyers off of her vehicle, and then others asked her, she take them off theirs too while she's had to pick some off the ground. This young lady goes back into the building where there was alleged meeting, where there was a meeting going on. She threw them in the trash can, and she was arrested because the seated mayor had the police arrest her for removing the flyers. But the flyers were not made by a campaign or anything like that. It was just a general company that was not registered with the state or anything like that for doing campaign information. It was just some of her friends that had printed these up according to the complaint.
Well, even still,
Go ahead, sir.
I see something on my car windshield. I can't throw it away. Or somebody says, hey, while you're doing it, take this off of my car and throw it away too. So that becomes criminal. See, that's abuse of process.
That's abuse of power.
May I ask this question? Has the Board of Trustees filed any action against this woman?
Yes, we had several lawsuits. In total, it's been 9 lawsuits, but there have been multiple things. We even had to go to court to try to get financial documents. It seems like the judicial
not financial documents to get that. Just a petition for a mandamus to get her to follow the law or be removed.
Yes. Yes.
Gone to the state agencies to say, this is just not right. This is not following the law, and under our obligation for this year, responsibility set to the people. We are filing a lawsuit saying this woman is not complied with the law. She must be removed or held accountable for damages to the
Yes, we filed that in 2022. So we've been doing this for 3 years. It was thrown out over time. Well, I would have to go back and look at the documentation, or we can bring it up. But we have exhausted, and I say this so candidly, we have exhausted so many different ways and resources. And like y'all saying, whoever she's protected by, they making sure that our hands are tied as much as any way we go, we're being stopped. And the abuse of power makes it even harder because she uses the police department as a tool of retaliation against the citizens and the residents, which make them not even want to either be a part or say anything or speak out because they're in fear of retaliation. This has become a game. This is a whole game. The Village of Dolton has become a gang, mob action, and if you're not willing to stand up and just constantly, so people just in the house like, I don't want to be bothered with that lady. I don't want nobody giving me no ticket for my house. I don't want nobody giving me grass. And like Trustee Norwood said, even in reference to prioritizing stuff, the most of the money we don't have. So all of these people, once we do find out our finances, we're probably going to have way more lawsuits because they're illegal contracts or illegal agreements that's been had. But she said, and I'm going to say this again because I said it on another platform, theft of property. We had property on Greenwood. Without board approval, she had spent $1.3 million on a skating rink that was not approved. You stole the property from the village. That's I don't care how you look at it.
Zika, Frau Führer, das ist wunderbar, ja?
It's wonderful. Yes. She's there.
1934.
Yeah.
Zika.
I knew that was German.
Yeah, das ist wunderbar.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. That's what she thinks.
Into fascism, using the police agency for political and social intimidation. That's a crime, by the way.
The whole entire thing stinks to high heaven. And like I said earlier, Judge, there are so many lawsuits that are absolutely unbelievable. The impunity with which she behaves in going after people, and like you shared, dealing with the police department to do these things. There was a young lady, and Judge, you'll have to apprise me as to whether or not this is something that can be done. But according to what I've seen, there was a woman who passed away there in the city she was at a drive-through. And there was an altercation between she and the people at the drive-thru. She took out a pipe out of her car and started tapping on the window with the people. The police were called and this woman was killed. Allegedly, the tapes that were set out for media only showed a portion of it. And according to what was stated, they were not able to see all of the tapes. According to the parents, these tapes from the police body cam were edited. So in other words, they only showed some of the information, according to the family, some of the information, and that they've demanded that all of it be shown. However, here's the deal. According to what has been seen publicly, these police are being used as the mayor's battering ram. Anything that she needs done, they do it. And this stinks of a criminal
conspiracy.
Yes, this to me is the very definition of RICO. The whole entire kit and caboodle, from the lady's daughter being murdered there and run. She actually pushed on the gas to get out of there when one of the cops jumped in and punched her, according to the mom. And I saw the videos. I saw it myself with my own eyes. She ran away, trying to get away. It was a very young lady, and she was afraid. So one of the police allegedly jumped in the vehicle. And I say allegedly because even though you see it, we are only able to see a portion of the video. This young lady ended up succumbing to her wounds from the police officer shooting her. But the biggest point that I want to make is, instead of coming out saying, we are so sorry, we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that all the truth is brought to light, no matter if it's our officers or not. That was not said or done. What was done was, we're sorry for the loss. That particular police officer now works in Florida, to my knowledge. The chief at that time is now in Florida. He's no longer with them. But the point is, I never saw anything with her coming out saying, we're going to do everything that we need to do to get to the bottom of it. She may have. I just haven't been able to find it. It's this type of personality. Go ahead.
That's what we call frou-frou. That doesn't get directly to the issue. It's abuse of authority.
Mm-hmm.
See, I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of what she does, there is no justification under law for her doing, or no authorization for her to do. And somebody mentioned this, the BMWs and the fancy cars and such like that have been acquired for her use. That's kind of strange in a municipality that's damn near bankrupt.
Mm-hmm. I think she's on something.
Anyway,
the money gone.
Try to get a justification. You might try another kind of lawsuit, just suing her to recover the funds, and she didn't go through the process. Obviously, the vehicle's more than $15,000, $100-some thousand, $200,000. Did she seek authorization from the Board of Trustees for that expenditure? Did not sue her personally for misappropriation of public funds.
And while you're at it, try getting her for this one. Here, we're going to put this up because you, Judge, mentioned this earlier. And I wanted to play this specifically for you. So this is something that needs to be addressed, which I'm sure you already have tried. Let's go.
We can't hear.
Can't hear it.
Okay.
Why you saying on the phone?
Trustees Mark concerned about self-titled super mayor Tiffany Henyard. The mayor of Markham questioning her decisions and her leadership. Henyard has dual roles, mayor and Thornton Township supervisor.
I don't want you guys to comment on this because they're in this
government here, and I don't see that happening in Thornton Township. I don't see it happening in Dolton either.
17 communities make up Thornton Township, representing more than 158,000 people. And this township, also a taxing body. Right now, the township is without a budget. It was to be approved May 31st, but was tabled.
That budget needs to be looked into much deeper.
Aldermen say they're being inundated with calls from taxpayers.
I hear it every day. There is no transparency within our township.
Henyard is at the center of a wide-ranging federal investigation and a number of lawsuits.
At some point, there needs to be some oversight, and someone has to get to the bottom of what and why these things are happening.
Questions are also being raised about Henyard using taxpayer dollars for personal expenses, including her makeup artist. This itemized payroll sheet for the township from May of last year lists Brandon Molman as an administrative assistant. But when we reached out to him, he told us he's Henyard's makeup artist. Chris Gonzalez is a Thornton Township trustee.
Once again, a long series, unfortunately, of things that just seem to be done incorrectly or possibly illegal.
We reached out to Henyard's administration for comment, but didn't hear back. Today, Governor Pritzker shared his thoughts on Tiffany Henyard and whether the state.
I'm going to go ahead and cut that portion off, but here's what I wanted to say about that, about the whole thing. Here's what I want to know. I would love to find out how much land is there and if there are any immigrant or migrant buildings being built there. Do you guys have any new construction going on that you all don't know about, or anywhere in the township? Is there any new construction? No? Okay. Let me tell you what I think. This is what I think, just looking at it the way that I do with the seer's eye. I believe that you guys may have a lot of land there, or something's going on there where people are able to get their money's worth by coming in right now, lining somebody's pockets, and then just going to go ahead and build up whatever they want. And I'm going to say that. I could be off, I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you what my gut feels. And in tandem with that, I do believe that it's the pay to play. I believe that somebody playing and somebody paying. Somebody playing and somebody paying. And I just really feel like when I look at, not that he's in you all's back, in your city, but when I look at the Gonzalez gentleman from over there, where Zuccarelli position was made available, he's part and parcel of the reason why she's even in that position. He's part and parcel of the reason why she's the supervisor. This is, again, from an outsider looking in. I don't know if I'm accurate or not. I just feel like it was just too much of a convenience that, at Old Dark 30, there she was, and there he was to utilize her name to become the supervisor, as opposed to letting it go before the people and letting them vote for who they wanted to become, Zuccarelli's successor. So I think
that's true. That's absolutely true, because he had a contract with the village of Dolton. So that people don't tell all of the story. They tell that's absolutely true. He had a contract with the village of Dolton, so he did make it his business too, because he was benefiting from it. So
see, I didn't know that.
So of course he has now turned when he sees things are going on. But yes, he's benefiting, and that's the problem. That people that are benefiting directly and aligning their pockets, they turn the blind eye not to all of this corruption that's going on, and that is the biggest problem that we're having out here.
Mm-hmm. So to me, it just seems like part of what's going on in America as a whole, viewers and ladies and gentlemen that are in the chat, what it appears to me that in the United States as a whole is that we have a lot of stuff where people are, and I'm not gonna bite my tongue. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm gonna say what I got to say. Here it is, okay? And this is not from the young ladies. This is not for Judge. This is me saying this, okay? The way that I see it right now is America is on a downward trajectory, and as it goes down, everybody who got a pocket that's open with a hand who can grab is grabbing everything they can grab. They're grabbing everything that they can grab within their purview. They're sticking it in their pockets as America goes down. Now, what I'll tell everybody that's in the chat and that's going to be watching along, whether it's in the replay or not, is if you have a local city that you are involved in or you're not involved in. If you're not involved in it, you need to get involved in it. You need to deal with who you guys are voting in, and you need to check their background. Okay, if you see somebody that was arrested for X, Y, or Z, and I don't care to point a brace if it was stealing a penny candy, you need to make sure that that person is not put in place. That's the first thing. And the second thing is don't worry about the federal elections. If in your city there is corruption that could be that could be the undoing of your very town. Okay, get it together. Look at the people that you guys are voting in. Deal with their backgrounds. Find out who they're affiliated with. Find out who sponsors them, and then look at the sponsors. Find out who sponsored the sponsor. Okay, are these people from this town? Because in my personal impression, I don't believe this girl is from this town. Again, this is just a little old lady. Okay, all right, down here, down south. I don't believe this girl is from this place. That's exactly what I feel. I believe she was a transplant, just like a whole lot of other. Ossoff was a transplant down there in Georgia when I was living in Georgia. I believe this is something that is orchestrated, and if she don't play the game right, baby, I believe she's gonna be the one going ta-ta, bye-bye, a clink clink, double-breasted bracelets. Go ahead, I'll let whomever needs to speak, because I'm about to get myself in some stuff, but I'm used to that.
No, you're fine. I know Trustee Belcher, she actually has to go, so we're gonna kind of
Yep.
wait for our part 2, right?
Yes. We talked about the part 2, yes.
Now, I do have one thing to add about part 2, but you know, I'm
gonna give you the screen. Go ahead.
I ultimately want to say that I know that we've been talking a lot about the chaos that we're doing at the moment, and we all know the saying, "This too shall pass." Right? So I want to just remind, even for the residents, because we all live here. This is our town. So even with what's going on, when you hear people talking about where you live, you're like, wait, let's make it clear that our town is worth saving. Our residents deserve the very best. And even though we've been through a lot these last few years, one thing that I can say about our town is that we learned that we're better together, right? So even with how this all happened and all of the things that's transpiring, what we've gained from this is trustees, we gained sister and brotherhood, right? Because at once upon a time, I didn't know Trustee Belcher. So we have had some very positive things that have taken place through all of this. And I want to make sure that that is put out there also. I want to make it clear that even though these last 3 years we've been going through chaos, there's been a lot of great things coming out of this town. You know, we have our initiative that we've been doing for the last few years. We actually have a garage sale. You can tell them about that, Trustee Belcher. Is that right?
So we have a community garage sale. It is June 29th, which is Saturday coming up from 10 to 2. And what we're doing is we try to make sure that we are do intergovernmental agreements with the park, with the library, because we all should be working together as governmental elected officials. And we want to make sure that the community, and like Trustee Norwood said, the community is coming together. So through this all, it's been positive. So if anyone is interested, those that are watching, we are having a community garage sale. Just clean out your house, make you some money. There's a lot of different, we do tea with the trustees, which is every second Saturday of the month, because people that come to the meetings realize that they can't get any of their questions answered. So we make it our business that when they do come to tea with the trustees, if there's something that we could answer or expound on or try to get them some help or the resources, we provide that information. So as you said, it's bad. It's definitely bad in the governmental eye, but as a community, it's making us stronger. It's making us stronger, and it's making people that haven't even never thought about politics before looking at us like, okay, I see what's going on, and they're getting involved. And we need that in the African American community, because most of us, until it happens to us directly, we don't get involved. And that's
I agree. I agree. Go ahead.
Is this mayor elected?
Yes.
Did it ever dawn on anybody it doesn't make sense for this type of person to be reelected?
Absolutely. We have February 2025.
Wait, someplace else. Consider that she may not have been elected, that there's fraud in the process that's been occurring all over the country in spite of the denials. You've got somebody in place who is facilitating a lot of money, and I think, host, now you have touched on something. There's a lot of money to be made by putting up installations to house illegals who are brought into unsuspecting communities, and somebody may be thinking about the enormous amount of money. Somebody's probably telling her to back off a little bit because it's getting a little weird, but they don't care because accidents happen. But maybe she's not really been elected.
Well, I know.
I'm not sure how this all took place, right? But what I can say is you're absolutely right in regards when you say that we want to pay more attention to our voting, right? So for all the Dolton residents, election time is next year, February of 2025. So although we've gotten to a point where we feel as if this is coming to an end, we will need all the residents in Dolton to assist us with making this possible. We're in the midst of having a trunk party initiative. So if you have any Dolton residents out there, we do have a trunk party initiative where if there are any high school students that have graduated and they are having a trunk party this summer, getting ready to leave for school, we are supporting them. We want them to know that at the end of the day, they have an entire village behind them because it takes a village. So for non-Dolton residents even, I know that people are always asking, how can they help? How can they help? If you all could follow our Dolton Trustees page on YouTube to see how you can assist. You can go to, I have my Facebook page, Trustee-elect, I think it's Brittany Norwood. You can always support us via the Trump Party Initiative. Also, my number is 708-968-4297. And my email address is bnorwood@bodolton.org. So through it all, and since we've all come together worldwide, right? Because it didn't just make us better as a community, it made us better worldwide. Any help, any love, we do appreciate all the love. We've received a lot of emails, we receive a lot of phone calls. We thank everyone. And just know, Dolton residents, that we are better together. We're going to get through this. We only have until February. And as long as we all stick together, we're going to have some new beginnings, great beginnings.
Very good. I'm so appreciative of both of you ladies for joining Judge Joe and myself today. I do hope that you all will not be strangers.
That was it. Headlines with the Voice, the channel that did this interview, and there's still another hour left of her and Judge Joe Brown going over things highlighted in blue. Y'all can click on it and go check out the rest. Truth, you got anything?
No, good lie. Good lie.
I think I'm gonna do the debate tomorrow if they hadn't stripped everybody down, because there was a conspiracy going around that they were gonna strike YouTube channels for playing it, but I see everybody and their mama had it going, so appears to be fair game until in the morning. Well, all right, y'all. To the next episode. Yeah.
Bye, y'all.
So cold, but I'm so hot. Dope boys. With them now. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Down 8 gram, headed straight to the block. Pirates, this water till it's hot. Mix it up a little, turn a little to a lot. Right hand on the cell phone, take an order. Left hand 360, motor to a lot. Blue holler tips, got switches on the dot. State game, true simple, can't be stopped. Laughing at you haters while I'm thumbing through the paper. Says long at the bottom, won't you meet me at the top? The nigga ain't shit, yeah, get that a lot. Won't be deterred and I won't be stopped. Shaq Diesel number one, I post up on the block. 24/7, cause the hustle don't stop. 31 flavor, take an order like a waiter. I be selling more gas than a local truck stop. 1200 strong for a pound to the top. Got me shining, I'm a star. Ask about me, I am legend. They gon' tell you who we are. Fuck these niggas, fuck these bitches. Get money, all I know. No love for these bitches. Never saving these hoes. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not.
When I'm thinking about the past, yeah, gon' get some knots, gang, we at the spot. If we ever was short, then it's back to the block, you probably get shot. Every day the sudden change, we getting money, that's one thing that's never gonna stop. Real dope boys do what it takes, playing high stakes, living to die. Do your time, keep it quiet, no matter who you are, don't get what you got. Stack it up, that's the bond to stay fresh. Oh, they think that you're not. Take a roll with a hoe, they gon' let you go. Somebody's gonna say you ain't hot. Just invest in yourself, don't worry about nobody else. There ain't no handout. If you say the same, put it on chain. Let them see you ain't tied down. Got a couple rings, did a lot of things. I ain't really gon' talk about it. If me a trade, get you go. She gon' show up and show out. So don't ask me what a dope at, cause you already your ground.
The game so cold, but I'm so hot. Same old shit, still on the block. Same young nigga came up in the trap. I'm dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Dope boy fresh with dope boy not. Same young
Fortress with no for now.